All right, are we going to be live? Oh, we are live. How about that?
I think it was his brother.
What?
Who was the guy?
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie, but he was on his wife's side.
Yeah. Hey, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Looks like we get the communion in both hands today. It's all good. Welcome. It's just the basics. We're just going to do some basics today. Easter potluck in 3 weeks. What you bring after service? We'll do a potluck. Have an egg hunt. Been working on the property. It's very, very close to being ready. Because I've already whacked it once and I've whacked some areas the second time. And so it looks like once I get this done, not as bad as last year. We didn't have as much rain. So we'll have a nice Easter egg hunt for the kiddies and a nice potluck. It'd be nice to have a meal with everyone after service. So today's message, however, is Jesus' journey continues. Been teaching, preaching on Jesus' journey to the cross. And we'll pick up where we left off last week. Okay. Where we left off last week was, we are blessed if we do what the Lord has instructed us to do. Just, those are his words. He has his teaching. He shows us these good things, and I'm going to apply it to whatever the Lord teaches. Will be blessed. Our life will be blessed with his presence, with his love, with sense of purpose, a sense of encouragement, a sense of completion, a sense of purpose. You're blessed when we do as the Lord instructs. I just think it's one of those fantastic statements. Got another one today too. And we just continue on chapter 13 in John where we were. So if you wanted to get to it, Steve, we're in 13. I think we're going to start on verse 18, but the first part, 1 through 17, is what we did last week if you want to catch up. One of the greatest thrills anyone can ever experience is when the Lord comes alive in us to do as he has done. Hear what I said? When we do what the Lord has done, man, what a thrill. It's just a thrill. However, this week we'll see the other side of this as well. Because there are two sides to everything. Today's stuff makes me nervous. Not for myself, though I can recognize it in me sometimes. Not for you, for you know the truth will set you free. What today's message makes me nervous for is the one who rejects or pretends with the good news of the salvation we have in Jesus' resurrection. There are those who have rejected. They just flat out reject it. And that's bad, but it's cold. The real fear is the lukewarm, the one who pretends with the salvation, pretend with the good news. The ones who reject it feel that this life of faith is a crock. I'll just say it, it's a crock. They think it's a crock. We know what it's a crock of. We don't need to mention what it's a crock of. But that's what they think. It dumbfounds me. That if there is a heaven, that's their first mistake, that if there's a heaven, they'll get in because they are bad people. Not really a bad person. I'll get in. If there is a God, and if there is a heaven, well, I'll get in. I'm not a bad person. Makes me nervous. Perhaps they think that there's no heaven, and this is all there is. Makes me nervous. Maybe they believe that once this life is over, they're recycled into another item, another life form. Personally, that makes me really nervous. It's like, wow. Sorry, Uncle Jim, that I cut you down. I forgot you were coming back as a tree. I mean, that just makes me nervous. I wonder why sometimes. Why do people reject the idea of a loving God allowing us the right to choose our own destiny? I just don't understand that. Seems like everybody I meet desires, I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, the American way, right? And yet when you talk about God and a loving, an incredibly loving God allowing you to make your own decision, making it very clear. But for some reason, people reject this loving God. Why does this limited time, a limited amount of time on earth means so much that they will do whatever to get ahead and not consider the reality that this is merely our journey towards our destiny with God? How can they not understand? Well, sin's the obvious reason. There's even more, I imagine. We know it's sin, but there's even more. In fact, I'm sure of it. For Jesus will say something in today's scripture reading that entire theologies have been created on. One of the most misunderstood thoughts, in my humble opinion, today's where we're going. I feel it has created problems for the Church of Jesus. He hasn't created problems. When you dive into what he said, it's very, very clear. But we like to take things through the filter of the English language, which really muddles a lot of the depth of Jesus' love and teachings. However, on his journey to the cross that has redeemed those who believe in it, he says these words. We can glean so much from them. To me, they're words of life for all who will accept them as words that will one day bring us into his presence. In fact, I love these words and what they mean. Verse 18 through 20. I'm not referring to all of you. I know those I have chosen. But this is to fulfill this passage of Scripture. He who shared my bread has turned against me. I'm telling you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe that I am who I am. Very truly, I tell you, whoever accepts anyone I send accepts me. Whoever accepts me accepts the one who sent me. There it is. There it is, what I'm talking about. Those I have chosen. However, does that mean he doesn't choose everyone? This is the theology that they built in, the predestination, chosen of God or rejected of God. That's not what he's saying. I know the ones I've chosen. The wording has a deeper meaning when you consider it from its original writings. Often those who read this can't believe that some are chosen, so some must be rejected. That's not really true. It's more than that. It's more that we rejected him, and so he knows that. This chosen, very interesting. It's like this. The early Christian writers recognized that election was neither fatalistic nor elitist. Instead, it produced humility, holiness, and sacrificial mission.